Hey fam, today I'll be making arepas de choclo. We'll be needing 597 grams of corn. Let's put that in the blender and add to that 4 tablespoons of any milk, 2 tablespoons of sugar, 1 teaspoon of diamond kosher salt, less for regular salt, and 1 large egg. I'm going to blend it so some texture from the corn still remains. Next, let's prepare the cheese. I'll be using mozzarella cheese, but I'm sure you can use any cheese that melts. In total, it'll be 300 grams. Let's grate it. You can do a medium-sized grate, but be careful. Go slow when you have smaller pieces. To the cheese, I'll be adding 1 cup of masa. Here I'm using a white pre-cooked version, which can also be used to make tortillas or tamales. Now we can add the blended corn to the bowl. As you can see, it still has texture. To get every last bit of the corn, I like to use an extra long and thin spatula. Okay, let me also prepare something that will help us later. To a small bowl, add a teaspoon of oil and fill the rest with water. Back to the mix. I like getting my hands in there to feel the masa and mix it very well. Once the texture feels moist but solid, you can start forming the arepas. To form the arepas, you can just think of it like forming tortillas. So you can place a ball of masa between 2 sheets of parchment paper and press down to form it. Here I'll show you how you can make them by hand. This is what I've learned myself and how I enjoy making them. First, let's wet our hands. This is to avoid the dough sticking to your hands. Grab a good amount of masa, maybe a bit smaller than the palm of your hand, and form it into a sphere. Place it on your left hand, and using 4 fingers, you'll start to press down on it with the intent to gradually flatten it. You need to do this all around, so that's where your right hand comes in. Use it to help you rotate the masa in your left, and while flattening it, it's starting to look like a disc. Once you flatten it enough, you can flatten the parts that stick out with your right hand. Use your right thumb and middle finger to do so. Once you get the hang of it, you'll be able to do this faster. Flatten it out to about the size of your palm. Wet your hands slightly if needed. Now we can flatten it even more by slapping it as we spin it around on our left hand. It's comfortable to use your palm, but it may stick, so you can move it up to your fingers where it's less likely to stick. Keep your hands close while slapping it as you see me doing. Once it's round and as thin as you like, then it's ready. I'll be using my cast iron pan with a little bit of oil because I know the arepas won't stick. And it'll also get some nice browning on them. I notice that they tend to puff up in the center, so that's why I'm pressing down just a little bit. Cook them for around 4 to 5 minutes. Here's the last one. Now we have a nice stack. For this video, I'll be preparing caramelized onions, mashed avocados, and sausage. Cut a large onion into lengthwise and then into strips. To a pan with medium-low flame, add a teaspoon of oil and a tablespoon of butter. There's nothing like avocado, and it's better mashed with a pinch of salt. For the sausage, it's pre-cooked, but I want to lightly brown it for added flavor. Also about half a teaspoon of salt. I like to stir them frequently. Do note that they will take a while to caramelize. Let's assemble the arepa. Feel free to cover the entire arepa or just half. I'm doing half because I'll be folding it. First we have the caramelized onions. Then our thinly sliced pork sausage. Mashed avocado, and I'll top it off with a little bit of sriracha sauce. Yeah, this looks good. Hey, so I just got done making that video for the Arepas de Choclo. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, subscribe. And I think they're pretty fun to make and to eat as well, especially because you put whatever toppings you enjoy, or you can have them on their own. I mean, they're pretty delicious if I say so myself.